Hello and welcome to Zerift's First Impressions of Starfinder. Now let me note that I came into this as a person playing 5e going into Starfinder, someone who has not played Pathfinder. But from what I've been told, several people, this is not Pathfinder. This is very much its own thing. This game has the... As we're moving on, this game has the simple stat array as you would find in 5e. Like there are things similar to 5e that they have. Like, for example, they have the simple stat array, which is strength, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intelligence, and charisma. Also they have themes, which are a lot like backgrounds, except instead of getting a bonus feature, you can do this. Well, I guess it kind of does do that, but you get bonus to the stat array or a minus, depending on what you choose. And they have these themes, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it does run on the D20 system of dice, where you roll D6s, D8s, D12s, the D20, of course, and D4s. Other than that, it has some very interesting races here. When I first saw them, I thought they were very general, and then I read about them. I'm like, some of them I was like, oh, I see what you're going for, and some of them I was like, oh, that's interesting. But the races are let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Races are androids, which is pretty self-explanatory. They're robots, machines. They've grown sentient. Artificial intelligence. Humans. I'm assuming everyone knows what a human is. And then we go into the more exotic races. We have Kasathas, which are these big head aliens with 4 arms, and sort of remind me of the Protoss in a way from StarCraft. They're actually my favorite of the races currently. We have the Lasantas, which are the psychic type beings that are very much have antennas that sticking out of them. They kind of remind me of Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy. But we have the Shirans, which are these race of bug people. They're very intelligent. They can build things and fly ships and stuff. They're not like the normal bug aliens where you see them just swarm around and try to, no, they were once part of the hive mind, but they broke free of it and they joined something called the Pact Worlds. So they have the Vex, which were these lizard, reptilian humanoids. They're actually pretty interesting. They were once like this all-conquering race, and they kind of broke free of that and joined the Pact Worlds, and so they're very warlike, but they're not very trusted. And I think the most popular, from what I've seen, doesn't necessarily mean they're the most popular. It just means from what I've seen, they seem to be the most popular. You have the rat-like Yosoki, Is that how you say it? They're very much the smart technological race. Now, when I first heard about these guys, two things popped in my head. One was Rocket the Raccoon, except these guys are rats. And the other was, and you're probably going to laugh at this, was the Nutcracker. Sweet. I don't know. Something about sentient rats just reminds me of that. Yeah, those are racists. They may seem very general-like and so forth, but when you learn more about them and read about them, they're each very unique. They have their own uniqueness to them and their own style of flavor of play. So I think that was really cool, and the more I read about it, the more excited I got to want to play this game. So also, a thing I should note: this game runs on somewhat of a point-buy system instead of rolling for stats, though it is an optional rule to roll for stats. And then you have your classes. You have your envoy, which is like how do I describe it? You make your way through the universe with a charming smile, quick wit, keen sense of self-preservation, excel at getting others to do what you want. You might be a trickster, a hustler, or a con artist. You might even serve as an actor, ambassador, or business person. Paving the way for negotiation through kind words and occasional dirty tricks. So they're like, and they also goes on to explain that they're the sort of the group strategist. So, but you get the idea what an envoy is. You have a mechanic, which is pretty self-explanatory. They're good with machines, build stuff and stuff. So forth. You have soldier, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then you get into the really cool classes. You have Solarian, which is sort of this. The first thing that popped in my mind when they said Solarian was, when they described it, was the Templar from the StarCraft games and the Jedi from Star Wars. So you kind of serve the energy of the stars and sort of have this, nightly kind of way of doing things. You have revelation, and I guess I don't want to say, I guess that would be chivalry technically, but I don't want to say chivalry because you're not technically chivalrous. You're just bound to this force that is among the stars. This cosmic power, if you will. So they're pretty cool. They get to make energy blades and energy armor and stuff like that. The Mystic is magically channels all the energy of all things that connects them together. So it's not the same energy as a Solarian, but it's pretty cool what they can do. They can do. I love how one person put mind bullets, or because I get the reference that. But they're. Let's see. Yeah, so they're very much the healer, the wizard type, and the wizard healer and sort of type. wizard cleric class, and they so it's a very interesting class. Like it's I would describe it as a kind of space wizard. And I know some sci-fi role-playing games kind of do that, some don't, but it does do that. We also have another class called the operative. It's kind of your stealth class, it looks like. So whether it's scouting an enemy, hunt down criticals, stealing and smuggling items, or assassinating key figures. So yeah, they're pretty much the rogue of the Starfinder universe. And then we have, I think there was 2 more. I know one was no, we just have one more, Detective Answer. And they kind of combine technology with magic to create its own flavor of its own class. So which is actually pretty cool in my opinion. Personally, if I were to play one, I would play either a Solarian or a Tychomancer. But I went in favor of the Solarian because that reminds me of the Protoss Templar so bad, and I went to play that. Or as I put it to other people, I went to play a Yoda Zerift. And don't ask me how those things go together. They just do, in my mind. But yeah, you get to have certain skills, equipment. Oh, and you get to start with your own starship. You get to pick and choose your own starship. So overall, this game, for my first impression, seems like to have a really cool system or a cool setting. And and to be honest, I frankly really enjoy it. So I would like to get down and get into a group and play this game as soon as possible. But that is my first impressions of this game. It looks very cool. And it would be a game I would enjoy playing with other people. But those are my first impressions. So thank you for listening, and this is Zerift signing off.